Welcome to Motown's Theatre Lounge Live. I'm Cedric Neal, and this is Can I Close the Door from Motown The Musical. After all the years of joy and pain that we've been through, no, I never saw a journey without you. Left me here without memories while you found new discoveries. It's hard to feel this emptiness inside. Can I close the door on love? Can I say goodbye to all we've dreamed of? We're like lyrics in a song. We've been right and we've been wrong. Can I close the door on love? I wanted to be the one to make them happy, the way they were dancing in the street. I saw my father burst with pride, the joy he felt, the tears he cried. I wanted to bring that kind of joy, to build a love too strong to destroy. Can I close the door on love? Can I walk away from those I'm so proud of? We're all lyrics in a song. This is where we all belong. Can I close the door on love? Oh, I want it to be your night and shining. I want it to be your hero for all times. But there's a lesson that I've learned. True love expects nothing in return. Though destiny has pulled us apart, we're bound together in our heart forever and ever. Goodbye, baby. Goodbye, baby. We're like lyrics in a song. We've been right and we've been wrong. Can I close the door on love forevermore? Can I just turn my back on love? Can I walk away for those I am so proud of? We're all lyrics in one song. This is where we all belong. Can I close the door on love? Thank you so much for joining us here at Motown's Theatre Lounge Live. Stay tuned. We have much more coming up. We have an interview with my co-star, Lizzie St Louis, who beautifully plays Diana Ross in Motown The Musical. That interview will be hosted by the star of Dreamgirls, Marisha Wallace. And later we're coming on with another number from the show called You're All I Need to Get By. Stay tuned.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Now since I see you in this song, yes I do now.
Oh my God, we're already going live.
Hey.
Hi everyone out there in Facebook land. I am Marisha Wallace, and that was a loud noise. And we are at Theater Lounge Live. I hope you guys enjoyed that first segment that we just had. That was Cedric Neal from Motown, who plays Berry Gordy, with his lovely cast members who is backing them up. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. We're gonna go now into our Q&A section of our segment. Also with us, we have Miss Lizzie St Louis.
Hi, Marisha.
How are you?
I'm good.
And who do you play?
I play Diana Ross.
Diana Ross.
Yes.
So we got Berry Gordy and Diana Ross. So if you haven't seen the show, then you don't know all the things about what goes on with Berry Gordy and Diana Ross and Motown. So can you guys give us a little bit of backstory of what happens in the show?
Well, they have an amazing love journey that you'll see throughout the show, and it is something that is very special to them, and it starts at the beginning of Motown when she joins Motown when she's 17, and her journey through her career and how Berry Gordy shapes that and how they fall in love and the beauty of how that is, but also the stress that has on a relationship, because they wanted so much professionally and the love relationship, it didn't quite balance out, but you know, the chemistry between them was electric.
Yeah, we definitely say it's not a fairy tale. It's a true live romance. It's a true live love story. And I think that the relationship that plays out on stage is a metaphor for Mr. Gordy's feelings about anybody in the Motown family. Not only were you artists, but you were family. And the dynamics that go in with trying to please family all the time. So
have you guys been enjoying your time? How long have you been in the show?
We've been in it from the
18 months, from
beginning.
the very beginning.
You know,
Is it still as good as it was when we started? Are you still loving it every night?
Definitely, it's a fresh story.
But I think, you know, we've got an amazing company that join us every night on stage, and like Cedric says about family and the legacy of Motown, we also have that on stage every night. We have a family that we perform with, and we've now had 2 companies because we've done a cast change, and that energy is amazing, and that helps us every night to keep it fresh and to keep it grounded and truthful.
Yes.
And it definitely extends from the stage to the 16-piece live orchestra band that's kicking ass. To the front of house staff, to our crew. We're all a big family. We mess with each other so much backstage. It's ridiculous. But that's what families do. So.
And you guys, you're from the UK, right?
Yes.
And did you grow up performing? Is that what you always wanted to do?
That was something that I've always wanted to do since I was 3 years old. I was in dance class, and then, you know, performed and went to Performing Arts College. I left school when I was 16 and did 3 years at Lane Theatre Arts, and then I got my first West End gig in the Book of Mormon.
Oh wow! I didn't even know you were in the... How did I miss that? I was in Book of Mormon as well. Cousins.
This is how it happens. Everything's all woven into one. But so started off my career in Book of Mormon, and then now Motown.
And you're a fellow
American. I am an American. Don't hold that against me right now.
I know, we can't talk about that.
But I moved over here in 2014 with my then fiance, now husband, hi Mitchell, to do a production of Porgy and Bess at Regent's Park Open Air Theater. And then 2 years later, auditioned for Motown and got it.
Wow.
That audition was very special, right?
Audition was
and I'm going to tell you a great story about me and Cedric. So I was I'm in Dreamgirls on the West End. Hi, everyone. I play Effie White. And I was doing Dreamgirls in Dallas, and he came to one of the rehearsals. Literally walked in. I'm like doing, move, move, move. And they're like, oh, this is Cedric. And I was like, oh, hi. Yes. And then now here we are, both starring on the West End.
Yes, the Dallas Theater Center, where she did that production, is my home theater in Dallas, Texas. And they just won the 2017 Regional Tony Award.
Boom.
So yeah, we're happy about that. So it's a small world.
It's a very small world. And speaking of America, both of the stories that we're in, Dreamgirls as well as Motown, takes place during a time in American history where it's like 1960s, where there's a lot of racial tension. And so what do you think it is important to still tell these stories today, like during this time? How do you feel that is important?
I think it proves that artists will always and have always had a responsibility for social justice and social activism. We end Act 1 with Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, which was 1970 so-and-so. But here lately, every night on that stage doing that number, it could be 2017, it could be, you know. There's a line in the scene between Marvin Gaye and Berry Gordy that says, where have you been? Have you been watching the news lately? And in the line it says, sure, there are some bad cops, but there are some good ones too. And it's just the more things change, the more things stay the same. It's all just a little bit of history repeating. And I think it's important for us as artists to take our place in on the right side of activism.
Exactly. Yeah, because there's definitely themes that we see in both of our shows that are still very prevalent today. So I think it's great that we're all telling these stories. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's an amazing platform that we have as artists to be able to do this and to keep making people aware of the situations that are out there in the world, and our story is so truthful with that. So it is very special.
Yes, and we are very diverse. We have very diverse casts. Do you feel
100%.
like having diversity in your shows helps with, you know, the demographic? Do you see kids that are like, oh my God, I see myself on stage, like representation? I know I get that a lot. So how about you?
Definitely.
They're like, oh, I see someone else like me.
We often get generations coming to the show together. You'll have a grandparent, a parent, and then a child. And they take away 3 totally different things from the show. A couple of weeks ago, we had a 13-year-old girl come to the show with her grandmother and a mother, and she said, I didn't know I was coming to a history lesson. Thank you so much. It's relevant, it's on time, and I say people take ownership of Motown because they always remember where they were when they heard My Girl, or Stop in the Name of Love, or Papa Was a Rolling Stone, and they take ownership of that. It's proven in our audiences. They're wild about the show.
Yes, I do feel like those songs, everybody loves Motown. Like no matter what color, what race, like where you're from, people love
And all the
Motown songs.
songs tell a story, and it comes from somewhere, and I think that is very amazing, and that's why the songs live on, because there's so much groove and soul and emotion in the stories, and that's why they're timeless, and the legacy will always live on.
And because the catalog is so expansive and impressive, people almost always think that it's a jukebox musical, but it's not. It's a catalog musical, because the songs that are used from the Motown catalog are used to propel the story and continue the storytelling. So I personally get offended when people call it a jukebox musical, because it's a catalog musical that is so relevant and so timely. So.
Amazing. Now we're going to take some questions from you guys. So I'm not going to ask all the questions. I'm going to let y'all host it now, okay? Let's see. Okay, we got a lot of questions. So I'm on my phone because, I got to, get your questions in here. Okay. We have a question from Dan. Hey, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Do you have a favorite Motown track that's not in the show?
Well, one that I don't perform is Love Child. I think that is
I
an
love
amazing
Love
song.
Child.
We have a segment in the show where I wear the Love Child outfit, but we don't actually sing it. So that is an amazing song.
How about you?
I do. One of my favorite Motown acts is DeBarge, and I love their Rhythm of the Night. I wish Rhythm of the Night could be
Rhythm of the
to the
Night.
beat of the Rhythm of the Night. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good treadmill song too. Yeah. Cool. All right, we're gonna take another question from Megan. If you could travel back in time, which Motown track would you like to watch being recorded? That's very okay.
Oh, my answer is immediately is I could travel back to the studio sessions for Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Flat out.
100%.
How about you?
I think you nailed it there with Stevie.
Yeah.
I think he, to just even watch him perform in a session and play, I think you nailed it with Stevie.
Amazing. Okay, now we're going to take a question from Sophie. Sophie says, what made you want to audition for Motown?
Wow.
How about you?
Well, I saw the show on Broadway, not knowing it was coming to the West End, and it was nothing that I'd ever seen before. The music, the energy that we got from the audiences had from watching the show was just electric. And knowing then that it was coming to the UK and thinking, right, if that part came available, I would love to play it. It's such an iconic part. And who doesn't want to play Diana Ross?
I know.
The costumes, the wigs, it's just incredible. And like you say, the catalogue of music and the story. Not everyone knows the story of Motown, and to be able to tell that truthfully is something that is an amazing opportunity to do. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, Sophie. Oh, this is okay, are y'all sure this is the right name? Oh, this is a question from Tanya D. Tanya? Okay, girl. All right. If you could sing a duet with any original Motown artist, who would it be?
Oh, it'd be Marvin for me, definitely.
How about you?
I know
What do
people
you
are going to
think?
expect me to say Stevie Wonder, but it would actually be Gladys Knight.
Gladys
Oh, I
Knight.
love Gladys. She's the alto queen.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's singing high. She's down at the bottom.
She just has an angel of soul sitting on her vocal cords.
She's
Just,
down for the altos. Because there's like no altos, right? Everybody's like a soprano.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, Gladys, for being an alto.
I'd want to sit in the pocket with Gladys
Yes,
Knight.
thank you, because I'm going to be alto next week. All right, we got another question coming from Laura. What's your favorite thing about live theater?
That anything can happen. You know, it's the unexpected, and it's going in every night, not knowing what's going to happen, and trying to keep it fresh. And that's also very hard. Doing 8 shows a week and keeping every show different from the last.
Have you had like any crazy things happen? Like that?
I think
There's always something crazy.
A couple of crazy things.
We've had a
Okay,
couple
a couple of
Your
crazy things.
favorite crazy
Okay, this is
moment.
a favorite and cute and kooky thing. Barry's last monologue in the show begins with, "Tonight I feel just like that 8-year-old kid when Joe Louis knocked out Max Schmeling." And if I can, I try to find a child in the audience to shoot that to and say, "Tonight I feel just like that 8-year-old kid." Well, one night we had this little guy sitting in the stalls at the show, and I go up on stage to say, "Tonight I feel just like that 8-year-old kid." And he said, "I'm not 8, I'm 11." And it took everything I had in me and everybody on stage. We held
You had
together.
to pull it
But I
together.
love that. I love that kind
I
of stuff.
love it. I love live theater because you just never know what's going to happen. That's good. All right, we're going to do another couple more questions. We're going to got one from Sienna. Okay, that's a cute name. All right, I hope I said that right, girl. I might name my baby Sienna. That's cute. What's your favorite part of the show to perform each night?
Oh, I think there's 2 for me. I think Reach Out and Touch is an amazing one because it is so different every night, because I pull someone out from the audience, and you never know what you're gonna get from a live moment in that moment in
So they
the
sing,
show.
right?
They sing with me, yeah. And then the other one is the duet, which you will see in a minute, because it has a very special place in our hearts, because that was the first moment that we saw each other in the audition room and actually did anything together. We had to perform this number. We didn't know each other, and then at the end they said to us, so you know each other, right? And we were like, no, hi, I'm Lizzie St Louis. And they were like, wow, the chemistry was intense and amazing. And so for us, that is such a beautiful number to perform every night.
And I have a picture in my dressing room, on my dressing room mirror. We came out of the audition room that day and just instinctively took a selfie together.
Yeah.
And 18 months later, we're still all I need to get by. So it's kind of sweet. It's kind of sweet.
Okay, I got one last question. I don't know who this is from. This is from the universe. How about that? Okay, you often get to meet, former artists from the Motown label.
Yes.
What's it like to meet those people and then also to represent them now on stage? Because most of them are still alive. So like they've come to watch you play them, which is very different than like if you're playing someone in a movie, but if they're like right there. How does that feel?
Smokey was amazing because he was with us for our opening night, and that was so surreal. He hasn't aged a bit. He looked amazing, and the knowledge that he could give to us and the wisdom and it was just so amazing, and it didn't feel nerve-wracking to meet him somehow, did it? It was just so special, and
I haven't experienced nerves with meeting anyone from the Motown family, except initially meeting Mr. Gordy. And there's a story behind that too. My final recall, as they say, over callback over here, we were prepped that Mr. Gordy and Mr. Robinson Smokey were over here, and that they would possibly be attending the callbacks. So they start the callbacks and no sign of Mr. Gordy at all. So I'm waiting outside the room to go into the room, and a young man is in there auditioning for Jackie Wilson. And he comes out of the room, and as soon as he comes out of the room, the auditioner goes, hold on. I'm like, what are we holding on for? And in walks Mr. Gordy, right before my recall. And I was like, oh, great. Yeah, but we broke the ice. And, no, they appreciate us telling their stories.
Right.
So,
Wonderful. Oh, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We would like to give a couple of thank yous out there to the official London Theatre. If you're not following them on Facebook, do it now. And if you're not following them on Instagram and Twitter, do it right now. Also, we'd like to thank the American Theatre Wing for helping us get this all together. And if you like content like this, keep telling them, say, I want more, we need more. Also, make sure you follow these guys on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and all those good things at I am Cedric Neal, and also at Lizzie St Louis. How easy is that? So follow them, and also follow me at Marisha Wallace, and follow Motown UK. So we hope that you guys get your tickets to see the show, and I think we're gonna do another song. What do you guys think?
we're gonna do You're All I Need.
To get by.
You're all
Our special
I
moment
need
in the show.
to get by. Get up there right now. They're coming back with another song. I just want to thank you guys again so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time. And maybe I won't be on this side of the seat. I might be on the other side. Thanks so much, and join us again at Theater Lounge Live.
Like sweet morning dew, I took one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny.
With arms open wide, I threw away my pride. I'll sacrifice for you, dedicate my life to you. I will go where you lead, always there in time of need.
When I lose my will, you'll be there to push me up the hill.
There's no looking back for us. We got love, shown up, that's enough. You're all I need to get back.
Like an eagle protects his nest, for you I'll do my best. I'll stand by you like a tree, dare anybody to try